People should be able to hear us now.
Oh my god.
My virus.
Hello.
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 What's going on?
Oh, just hanging out on the internet with a bunch of people listening. You know.
That's a terrible idea.
You know? Probably.
Yeah.
In fact, definitely.
Definitely. There we go.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome in. We're just vibing here before the Semi-Perfect podcast begins. Sarah, let me know when to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay, well, hold on. I'm
like right now.
live.
I'm like, ooh.
Right the F now.
Right the big F now.
Okay. I have posted that we are live.
Does that mean I can go?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta change the screen.
Oh yes.
Boop.
Wow. It's funny because like I'm like, oh yeah, let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be like, hey, so most of our people are gonna be here in about 15 minutes.
We'll go through food posts here.
Yes, we will.
If you got food at your desk or
Then
your
post
couch,
it.
wherever you're watching it, post it using SPP Foods hashtag.
Yes.
I'm seeing a few. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna make it so all of our lovely audience members can view along with us.
I haven't started a podcast yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Which one was it?
You're funny.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Do you think anyone's ever eaten Cheez-Its like cereal? Like they pour those Cheez-Its
milk?
into a bowl, put milk in it?
No, I hope not. Alright, start the podcast, boy.
Oh. Alright. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. It is the end of March 2023, and we have before you a podcast of the unknown. We got some topics. I believe you've laid out some topics, Sarah.
Yeah.
Certainly some things we'll be discussing media-wise, movie-wise, and anything else-wise. But first off, let's introduce who's joining us here tonight. We have Hirosashii.
Hello.
And we might have a few more trickle in later. Saber and Laura will probably be a bit. And then PanamaMatt, we'll see if he actually joins. Because I think the last 2 times he was like, oh yeah, I'll be there in a bit. And then he did not show up.
You did, eventually.
Well, like in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're just going to go ahead and get started on our food posts here.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Toodles.
And I'm ACRacebest. Okay, now we can go.
Okay. We got Fritz Rolly. Cartoon Night or Semi-Perfect Pod. I know one thing is definite. I'm going to enjoy a meal tonight.
Let's see this meal.
Okay. We're going to look at the meal. Some sort of, maybe Panda Express, sort of like orange chicken.
You definitely got some chicken going on here. Those might be
Are
wings.
those tater tots?
Those might
on
be
the left?
wings.
Okay. Wings on the left.
Because, yeah, if those are some kind of tot, I feel like it's more likely those are wings than orange chicken with tots.
Yeah. Like a honey glaze on those wings?
On those?
Maybe?
Oh, hell no. I think those are some buffalo babies.
Buffalo?
Oh, yeah.
It's a very yellow buffalo.
On the right?
Yeah?
Sarah.
I feel like buffalo is more like orange.
Sarah, here's what we got to do. Let's analyze this, all right?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
It's not that much darker than the tater tots.
But, whoa. I don't know. Let's ask the audience. What do you guys think? What flavor do you think this is?
Yeah.
Let's get an audience poll going here. Is it sweet or is it spicy?
How did you zoom this in so much?
You can click back on the. It's just a
Ah,
tab.
okay. Yeah. Well,
What do the people think? What do the people
What do
think?
the people think? Let me see. Well, hold on. Let me put them up over here.
Mmm.
We have technology.
So we like to do food posts here if you're new. And we like to know what people are eating because I'm hungry.
Always.
I'm always hungry. Yeah. Why do you love me? Why do you need me?
All right, we got Omega in the chat sends a super chat saying, "What up, my peeps?
Hello! Oh, see, look at that. What are people saying, Sarah?
Buffalo and spicy baby."
Spicy baby.
Spicy baby. I wanna...
Uh-huh.
Some people are just saying spicy.
Most people are, they're with me, though.
Bowden Motorsport says he's had Cheez-It cereal, but it wasn't milk. It was runny cheese sauce.
It's so, like, you had, like, mac and cheese, but without the mac. And with Cheez-Its.
Fritz Raleigh in the chat says it's actually not buffalo, but my college's Panther sauce.
Is it spicy or sweet, Fritz? That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
Panther
Because if
sauce
it's
sounds
sweet,
spicy.
I win, and if it's spicy, you win.
If it's spicy, we all win.
All right, we'll have to see.
Both? What is this? We can't both win? No!
Sweet/spicy.
Well,
Well, we got participation awards.
I guess we'll just have to kiss and make out.
Yeah.
I mean, make up.
Pretty sure it's make up.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's make up.
Stop.
Sorry.
All right, let's move on to the next one. What a start.
Yeah. It was flagged as potentially inappropriate content. I don't know why.
Wait, where? Where did you see
Fritz
it?
Rowley's post, the picture.
It was tagged as insensitive.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, we got Nathaniel Foga. Wanted to use this opportunity to show y'all this key lime pie I made on Saturday, which funnily enough I had all the essential ingredients for in my home. Felt like I got the taste pretty spot on, and I definitely would love to make it again. Nice.
Soft
Heck
and
yeah.
quick, like key lime
A rectangle pie.
A rectangle pie, yeah.
An innovation.
Sarah was showing me I guess there's a show where people have to communicate their, wasn't it a Try Guys show?
Oh yeah, yeah. Try Guys have like a new show that it's called Phoning It In which there's like professional chefs giving the amateurs directions via payphone, and it's pretty great. So they're giving them directions on how to bake like typically difficult stuff to make. Yeah.
Anyways, it reminds me of when they said to put something like in a pan or something,
Yeah.
and they put it in a bake sheet,
Yeah.
and you were laughing at them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's so funny? I don't get
Put
the
it on a
problem.
baking sheet.
Why are you laughing?
All right, we got Elwyn. The end of a buffet dinner with my brother's family.
Okay.
Some sort of pudding.
All right. Ellen, you have left it to our imagination to determine what this is. First off, I need details. Where did you go for your buffet dinner? Like, is this like a Golden Corral special? Or... It doesn't look like Sizzler. They don't have those type of bowls, I don't think. This looks to be, I would imagine, a custard, but it looks like she also has some strawberry. Like, maybe it was like a mix of strawberry custard in here. Yeah. It's a very close up. I'm surprised this one didn't get flagged for being potentially inappropriate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if Elwyn can specify.
I need answers, Elwyn. I need to know the full detail. Ooh!
Meanwhile,
Will you show me?
Meanwhile, we've got Anime Guy. I got ground turkey nachos, and my dad's looked so good. I got a pic of his.
I love that. I love that you made your nachos, and you're like, my dad's a professional nacho maker. Holy crap! Look at that.
Dad's does look pretty good.
I mean, that is first off. Okay, this is like restaurant quality picture here. But I do have to ask one thing. Can you go back to the other nachos, Sarah? Sure. Okay. Well, first off, where the hell's your cheese?
It's been laid on there, and then it like maybe microwave.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, it's blended in there. I thought that was the glare. Okay. We got cheese. That's good. But go back to these other nachos. There's one issue I have with these nachos.
Okay.
Who puts lettuce on their nachos? At that point, this becomes a taco salad.
Yeah.
You don't put lettuce on nachos. I think that's illegal. It depends on what state you're in.
But it looks pretty.
But look, they have the mild Taco Bell sauce.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, don't get me wrong. This still looks immaculate.
Sauce.
Tiger sauce. Do they have panther sauce?
No.
Oh, Christina is saying, why are there no olives? No, keep those olives away from my nachos.
No, not like this.
Not like this. Oh, see, Norris's lettuce doesn't go in tacos either.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
But a taco salad gets lettuce.
Lettuce is just filler.
You know, when I end up at Subway at lunchtime, occasionally I've started to just get spinach instead of lettuce.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, it tastes a lot better.
And I'm a good boy now.
Yeah. You're gonna be like Popeye.
I'm gonna be like Popeye.
Yeah.
Is that all it takes?
Speaking of Nora.
No.
Got her food post. Hello, Semi-Perfect Pod. My dinner for today is a tomato, mozzarella, and spinach sandwich from Starbucks. It's so damn good. Oh, and if I'm quiet at all tonight, it's because I'm reading a new book. Love you guys, and remember, be a goldfish.
Okay. Speaking of spinach.
Yeah.
So speaking of Nora, speaking of spinach. So that's interesting. I've seen that sandwich. I've never tried that one. I don't know how you are, Hero, when it comes to like, if you're getting like a pre-prepared sandwich or a sandwich that they're going to make. But for me, I'm like, I like having meat like as my base somewhere for a sandwich. But I haven't done one of these. I don't know if either. I know Sarah hasn't done a mozzarella sandwich, but have you?
Never.
So you're like me, where you're like, I need some.
Happen.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm good. It's good to know this is delicious, Nora. I will keep that in mind.
And there's the book.
Tan France.
Tan.
Naturally tan. Tan France. Now, is this person from France and they're tan? Maybe they tanned in France?
Well, they're from Queer Eye.
Is their
Netflix show.
Is their name Naturally Tan?
I think so.
That's their name?
I think that's his first name is Tan.
No. Oh.
Tan France. And then the book title is Naturally Tan.
He's British. This is bullshit. All right, Nora. Very good. Oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna have some fights starting up here because Christina
having street tacos tonight, and it has lettuce on it.
It's got lettuce on them. No street tacos. Nora, look. I'll be honest. If I have some, I've thrown lettuce on tacos. Yeah. You know Who here likes street tacos?
Me?
You like street tacos?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, so here's the thing. My question is, who do you think, like, is there a place that you know that makes really good street tacos? Like, I know of, like, Taco Bell.
No. I don't.
Taco Bell makes drive-through tacos. And they come with lettuce.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to cause shit.
Yeah.
We got a super chat.
Fox Blood says, "Hey, I'm a 3-year-old Pekka sister, and I have done fanfics. I'll be 4 years old in August 14th."
Oh, you're like in the fandom for that long. Okay.
Maybe. I think so.
Well,
Congrats.
awesome. Glad that
On
you've been
3 to
around
4
for
years.
4 years, either in the fandom or on Earth.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Keep up the fanfics.
Yeah. Keep up the content making. Very good.
What's up, gamers?
Hi.
Ew, how are you gonna come in and just say that?
All right, Laura.
Yo.
The question is, does lettuce belong on tacos?
We were just talking about it because we were listening in before we joined in. So I always put lettuce on tacos.
There you go. See,
But I like lettuce. So I mean,
Okay, yeah.
if you don't like lettuce, then don't put it on a taco. I mean, what do you think?
That should apply to every ingredient you don't like. It's like
That
hey.
should apply to every ingredient on every dish. If you don't like it, don't put it in.
Yeah. Or if you want to eat it because it has what?
I accidentally put the Discord chat on the screen. Turning down Laura.
I just love the massive
Volume.
pictures.
Oh my god! No!
Who posted that picture?
Gee, I'm wondering.
Sarah, how could you?
My brain farted. I didn't realize that we were still on the
Spirit.
screen.
Look, all right, now you've all seen a glimpse into Sarah's life.
That's the semi-perfect podcast life.
All of our lives. All right, well, before anyone notices what you just did, what's our next food post?
So Elwyn on Twitter says that she's ate Cheez-It cereal and it was disgusting.
Okay,
That's
Elwyn.
disgusting.
Okay.
Cereal?
Yeah,
Sounds
Cheez-Its and milk.
horrific. That's illegal, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
In at least 48 states.
Well, to be fair, she did say it was disgusting. So, Bowden, you clicked it. I think this tweet may have been redone.
Yeah.
Redid, edited.
Redid. Yeah.
And Elwyn did specify it was tapioca pudding and strawberry marshmallow fluff at a mom and pop Chinese restaurant.
In the wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You put Cheez-Its in tapioca pudding.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we saw Elwyn's food post of tapioca pudding, and we were like, "What in the fuck is that?" Because she did not give any context.
She was at a buffet, which
But
I
Jeffrey
didn't.
at one point did ask, that anybody ever had cereal?
This shows how culturally removed I am
Yep.
from some cultures because I'm surprised to hear that they had tapioca pudding at a Chinese buffet. I don't know why. I've never been to a Chinese buffet.
You've been to a Chinese buffet.
Actually, we did go to. I don't know if it was a Chinese buffet though, but we did go to a buffet. It was, I think, the first year of MLP MSP or the
We
second.
did. It was the one that Draft wanted to take us to.
Yeah. So was that a Chinese buffet?
Yes, it was. It was a big one.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. I walked in there and I was like, "Whoa, there's a pond in the middle of this buffet."
There's water in there.
Yeah. So, I guess I have been.
All right. Bowden Motorsports sends a super chat saying, in the song "It's Raining Tacos," they list the ingredients: shell, meat, lettuce, cheese, cheese, cheese.
Well, they are the authority, so I mean.
Who wrote that song? Goes.
And speaking of Bowden, here's his food post here.
Cheese, cheese, cheese.
Watching the league race I missed while listening to SPP and chowing down.
Chowing.
Chowing.
Charleston.
Sounds so posh.
Charleston.
Chowing.
Pinkies
On
up.
summer wings, street firecracker boneless wings, sweet chili and garlic palm.
Would you like the sweet
You like
chili and garlic palm?
Tossing down some za.
I would prefer the Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything.
Has anybody noticed food's gotten worse recently?
Like in
Just
every.
across the damn board.
I mean it actually. I mean, at least as far as a lot of fast food places go,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
portions have shrunk.
Prices have gone up.
Prices have gone up. And
Oh, like that.
gone down,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I was even surprised when I had some chicken tenders from like Chick-fil-A.
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh no!" like,
Not you too.
I was gonna say that exactly here.
even like, our Vanguard's been penetrated. So I was I don't know. Like, I'm not surprised with things like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever. Like, I don't really go there that often to begin with, and it wasn't that high of a bar to begin with either. But like, yeah, it's bullshit. They're raising their prices and they're like trying to be sneaky about shrinking the food proportions.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or portions.
we're as humans just getting bigger, and the animals are staying the same size.
You're right.
Oh my god.
We got a few more food posts to get through here.
Oh.
C.284 with Marie Callender's roasted garlic chicken bowl.
Okay, I've had those.
Yeah. And then we've got Base had tacos for dinner.
Wow.
It seems like it's a taco day.
There's days where it's a pizza day.
Wednesday.
It's Taco Wednesday. Oh, I thought it was Tuesday, actually. I was about to quote the line.
Base
Wednesday,
says,
though.
although
Yeah.
it isn't Tuesday, therefore it's officially Waco Wednesday.
Waco Wednesday.
Wacko.
Not
Okay.
Taco
Texas
Ted
Wednesday.
Day.
Yeah. All right. I think that is all of the food.
Can I express how mad I've probably said this because our podcast is always on Wednesdays. How mad I was as a kid when I realized how you're actually supposed to spell Wednesday. I'm like,
Wednesday.
yeah, I'm like,
Wednesday?
someone fucked up. Like, I don't know. I feel like whoever was putting in the name of the days maybe wasn't so good at spelling, and when they got to that one, they just like mistyped
well,
it.
It's written down now, so I guess that's just it forever.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like I feel like I constantly have to double check that I'm spelling that day right.
Yeah.
Wednesday. So, yeah. Well, again, welcome in, Saber and Laura,
Hi.
Yo.
and well, Sarah, why don't
Still
we?
no PanamaMatt.
Oh yeah, to be expected. We might actually. I did hear back from Gabe. He says he might be around, or he was joking.
Who?
Gabe.
There's a guy that we know. His name is Gabe.
The guy who keeps getting ghosted by Mr. Beast.
Well, now Gabe knows how it feels to not have someone answer his calls.
Damn.
Wait, context?
Yeah, for real. I don't know.
Apparently,
the story.
Mr. Beast asked him to do a thing filming with his Mr. Beast burger, and Gabe did it in his paraglider, and was like, "All right, I did it." And then I guess Mr. Beast has not gotten back to him at all, and he's just like, "What the heck?"
So at this point, Gabe's just publicly being like, "Yo,
The guy probably has so many projects going
Yeah.
that, like, because Paleo did a video with Mr. Beast with a bunch of other volunteers like years ago, where they had like inflatable dinosaur like costumes in North Carolina, and that never happened. It
Yeah.
was just so.
really?"
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Beast has a ton of projects that are just 86.
I can't even imagine. Like, I feel like I have a list of videos I want to get to
Mhm.
that I'm like, whew, man, someday. Where these people are out here filming 1,200 videos that they're not using. So, damn. Well,
Shall we do weekly catch
let's
up?
catch up. Let's, Hero. What's new?
I think I never actually said it on the podcast. There was some, maybe I did, I don't remember. But like at the beginning of January, I was like mad because somebody that's studied Japanese for less long than I have, just like could recognize words much better than I could. Without getting too deep into how Japanese works, there's a lot of quote unquote letters, if you will, symbols.
Are you talking
But
kanji, or are we talking?
Yes, kanji, yes. So there's like 2,200 of them that you can see in your like daily usage. There's like 800 more that you might see on like a week, like a weekly usage maybe.
I think you're gonna say on a weekend.
Yeah, right.
Those are
And then
weekend
this-
kanji. We don't talk about those during the week.
Exactly. And then this is like thousands of other ones that are way, way, way less common but still exist. But nonetheless, I was getting tired of like not being able to read compared to like some other people, so I just like brute forced learning kanji. I studied 60 a day without taking a break for a month and a half, so I could get done with the 2,200. I did take a quote unquote break for a week, but it was actually just me reviewing the first 1,100 before going on to the latter 1,100.
Damn.
So a month and a half of 60 a day, basically. And I finished like 3 Wednesdays ago or something like that. But yeah, that was an experience. 60 a day is a lot.
So
It's
so
a lot.
what is the 60 number for? Is it words?
Oh no, it's kanji. So we're a lot of let's say words are made up of kanji. So like there's a kanji that represents the idea of like, I'll just use the word for patient since I just wrote it down. But there's a kanji that represents the idea of like affliction, and a kanji that represents the word like somebody, right? And you put afflicted and somebody together, and you have a patient. A patient is an afflicted person, right? So, or afflicted with some kind of medical disease. So that word together means patient, but the individual two symbols have their own meaning in like a humongous quotations. But yeah, those symbols, I learned 2,200 of them.
Wow.
Because that's yay. So since then, I've just been reviewing so I don't forget them, and playing visual novels and playing Octopath Traveler 2 because it's fun. Yay. That's what I've been up to.
So remind me, Hiro, because I know this has been kind of a long time in the works for you, where you've had the interest of like learning this language, and like what is there, so to speak, like an end goal? Like what's the drive for you to like, I really want to know this language?
It's changed a lot over the years. At first, I wanted to learn it because of a girl, and then that changed. So I wanted to learn it to watch anime. Now I watch less anime, but I met people who speak Japanese, so now I just want to be able to talk to them. And I also still read visual novels and the like. And at this point, I just know so many Japanese people. It really is just like, it'd be cool to be able to. When you're done speaking English and then turn to the other Japanese people and just start speaking in Japanese, I'd like to be able to continue the conversation. Because, like, I can for the most part, but sometimes they're just like, it's time for super speed. I'm like, all right, slow it down, ma'am. I can't keep up with that.
Have you ever been to Japan or plans to go?
Who knows, man? At this point, I don't know. I want to still go, obviously. They're removing a lot of the fun arcade stuff, though. I'm like, eh. Well, I still want to go visit where my friends live. I still want to go to a proper karaoke bar. Still want to go eat proper sushi. And, you know, go to Akihabara. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So one last note on Japan. I had a coworker who his wife has family from Japan, and so each year they go back to Japan, but they haven't been in a couple years because of COVID. And I guess while he was there, he swung by a Disney store, and next thing I know, when he got back yesterday, and he just walks up with this bag, and I'm like,
Of Zootopia?
Of Zootopia, yeah.
Oh my god.
This guy hooked me up.
Wait. This is
Bro.
another person that was in Japan in March. Another person.
I guess.
Oh my god. I kid you not. That puts my list up to 13 people now that I know that went to Japan this month. What the?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Oh, well, there you go. It's funny. So I guess what happened was Japan, I guess it's fairly common, but they have these, what do you call it? They're like coin dispenser machines. So,
yeah, like a vending machine.
Yeah, like you put money in, You turn it, you see what
Yeah.
bubble comes out, and you open up the bubble.
Oh,
the gotcha-con.
gotcha. Yeah.
So apparently what happened was he, I guess, put in like a few quarters, and he was trying to get Judy Hopps out of this Zootopia bubble machine. And he said that something went wrong with the machine where it just kept letting them spin.
Oh my god.
So they just sat there spinning, like ended up with like 10 of these things, and then they were like, we should probably stop. So I ended up with like 4 bellwethers, three bogos, 2 fennecs,
And
1
one
Judy, and no Nick.
Yeah.
That's why they kept doing it, because they're like, oh, I was trying to get Nick, I swear. But yeah. Anyways, that was a surprise. He got a couple things.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. So yeah, it says we're on the topic of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But now, who knows where the topic will go, because we're going to go to Saber and Laura. Oh, yeah, Sarah wants to mention.
There is a super chat from Nora Mermaid saying, boycott Mr. Beast Burger.
So, Saber and Laura.
Am I allowed to ask why? Because I actually have no idea.
Just because of the Gabe thing.
Yeah, the
She's-
Gabe video.
Oh.
What's new with you guys?
What's new with us? I went to a friend's birthday party this past weekend. It was her 30th, and she had a murder mystery party, which was pretty
Ooh.
rad.
Nice.
I went to go see Les Miserables while I was there because
Yeah.
I didn't even know, like, so when I went to, it was in Richmond. When I went there to get my tattoo, like the week before, I saw a billboard and I was like, that's awesome, but like, I'm not gonna make the whole trip out here just to, see it and then have to drive like 3.5 to 4 hours home at like midnight. Like, that's insane. But then I looked it up, and it was like, oh, it's the weekend I'm going to be there for this birthday party. I was like, oh my god, if I just go Friday instead of Saturday and then like crash at their apartment, I can go see it. So that's exactly what I did, and it was fucking amazing.
Nice.
Awesome. Shelly.
Oh, it was so good.
Nice.
Les Miserables.
Incorrect.
Oh.
No, that sounded right.
Yeah,
Thank
correct.
you.
I'm sorry. I was
Wednesday. All right.
I just saw it. I think I would know how to pronounce it.
I saw the movie, so. Well,
Literally
nice.
during intermission, when everyone was heading to the bathroom, I overheard a conversation of 2 people, and they were just, one person was saying like, yeah, it's just like, I'm just so glad that like Javert is like really great and not Russell Crowe. I'm like, oh my god. My guy.
They're doing it. Whatever it is.
Maybe that was the point of the movie, was to make everyone go, oh wow, the play. You really
It's
got to
so
see
good.
the play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
The movie
funny.
also made everyone British for no reason.
Where's it
It makes no sense.
supposed to be based?
I can't tell if you're joking.
I don't know. Oh,
Les
France.
Miserables.
Never mind. Never mind.
Vive la France.
Fuck!
Say it.
It takes place in Mexico.
I'll be honest. Viva Las
I'm
Vegas!
supposed to take place.
Well, it's because you brought it up, and then I was like, oh, I should really think about this, but I didn't think about it at all. I just asked the question, and
It just
now,
came out.
yeah, that's just why, folks. Like what is it? It's better to, well, I can't even quote the full quote. It's better to. No, I don't know. I'm gonna figure.
Give him a "you tried" star.
Yeah.
It's better to not talk and be a fool.
Wait.
One second.
It was autofilled.
It's better to remain silent and be thoughtful than to speak and remove all doubt. That's
Ah, yes.
exactly what I did not demonstrate right there.
However, I would argue that it's better to ask a question if you genuinely don't know the answer than not ask, and then never know, and then just constantly be wrong.
Can I? I'm gonna highlight and bold what Laura just said because, oh my gosh! So at my work, we had a new person who, like, just did not want to ask questions and just kind of moved forward with everything, like just like assume. And in our line of work, there's a lot of, like, depending on what company you're at, there's reasons to ask a lot of questions because each company will do things differently. And oh my god, the amount of fixing I had to do because this guy wouldn't ask questions. I was like, oh, just ask. Like we kept trying to, really push this in. Like, yo, we aren't gonna be able to explain everything, but if something is like, I have no idea what to do, don't guess. Like, please ask. So, yeah, and like, I remember when I first started, I was afraid to ask questions to my higher ups, specifically.
Yeah,
my
like you don't want to look like an idiot, but then like, if you fuck up, you look even more like an idiot.
Yeah, which I did, and I remember my manager was like, "Why didn't you ask?" And I was like, "Well, now that I'm fired, I guess I can." He's like, "No, just ask next time," and I'm like, "Okay, thanks." So, yeah. See, now that
I was smart.
Yeah, now that I'm almost a 9-year veteran of my company, I might be able to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Dude, I ask questions constantly. It doesn't matter if they're stupid. I'm like, I have a stupid question, and then I ask it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Good
thanks.
thing I didn't mess up the project. Thanks.
Yeah, right? Like, glad I didn't do this dumb thing that I would have done if I didn't, think to ask, and then be like, oh, yeah, of course.
The amount of times that I've asked a question at work, and I watch my manager's eyes light up and go, that's a good question. I'm always like, oh, yeah. And now I won. I asked a good question. Like, pat on the back. Good job, me. Yeah. So, yeah. Saber, what's new with you?
Went to go see my family this past weekend.
Nice.
Just celebrate some birthdays. Been busy with work, trying to get projects done.
Nice.
Gracious me. Oh, I was reading this thing. So, y'all know what's up, or are you familiar with the situation with Disney in Florida being weird with the, like, I guess Florida's government trying to restrict Disney as far as, like, these, like, previous contracts that allowed them to have, like, I guess, operate
As like their own city.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that a while ago.
Yeah, the DeSantis was like, I'm gonna bring them to heel, which, like, I was conflicted because I'm like, well, I'm all for keeping billion-dollar companies more, accountable, but also this is DeSantis. This is probably just a dog and pony show. But, like, the Florida government was, like, actually trying to, like, bring the hammer down on Disney. And let me find it here. There was this really weird clause in the contract that, like, completely, like, checkmated Florida's, like, lawyers, where it's like, here. It's like this loophole where basically Disney can keep things the way that they are until 2053 because of something to do with, like, I need to find the exact quote. One moment. All right. Quote, this essentially makes Disney the government, board member Ron Perry said. This board loses, for practical purposes, the majority of its ability to do anything beyond maintaining the roads and maintaining basic infrastructure. And how, I guess the checkmate clause was, quote, 21 years after the death of the last survivor of the descendants of King Charles III, King of England.
What?
I wish that was clear. I really do.
Excuse me?
But apparently that clause is what got them. They're like, this still is legally binding, so you can back the fuck off. And all of Florida's lawyers were like,
what?
Shit. So now Disney's like, and we're going back to business, thank you.
That's one of the most absurd things I've ever heard.
Apparently it was just like something thrown in there years and years and years ago, like 40 years ago. And they threw it in there just for the hell of it. Like, yeah, just in case. So whoever came up with that is like, and gotcha.
I told you it would work.
Yeah, I really wish
You
Matt,
all laughed at me.
I wish Matt was here. He'd probably be able to explain that.
Yeah.
We wish Matt was here too.
Yeah.
But you know.
Matt's helping Gabe sue Mr. Beast.
busy. No, that's funny. Holy shit. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I wonder
Maybe they'll have another thing, years from now.
like somebody probably had to read through the clause on the Disney side
Yeah.
to find that line.
Oh yeah, someone had to dig.
Oh, well, somebody said, like, and of course the winner in these kinds of situations is, of course, payable hours. And apparently the Disney, or Disney's lawyers are fucking fierce. Like, they square up. But for the state lawyers for Florida, they're being paid $800 an hour,
Ooh.
which I'm sure is coming out of their taxes.
Oh, yeah.
So, kind of pointless. I know there was a bit where I'm like, man, Disney's kind of being, this government, Florida's trying to take them to task as far as like pulling back on whatever kind of easy contracts they have to do whatever they want. But now Disney's like vibe checked them to the nth degree. The Queen of England says no. Well, guys, it checks out.
We have it under good authority. Just ridiculous. Wow. Well,
I've been holding Disney stock just a little bit, and I'm like, it's up.
yay!
Say it just like that. It's up.
I got it.
See, you talk to your financial advisor.
All right. But no, that's about it. I'm just staying busy with projects, and I'm swimming again. That's fun.
Ooh, good. Swimming's
So,
good.
I can't go swimming because I had surgery.
Yeah, she's got.
How much longer until you can do all that?
I mean, next week actually is when I can actually like sit in a bathtub or go in a pool.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much recovered.
Well, you'll be all ready for swimming by then, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
Jeffrey went to run downstairs. He's putting away his Cheez-Its.
Trying to think of.
As long as he's not eating them like cereal.
Right.
Trying to think of anything else as far as
Yeah.
stuff goes. I really enjoyed that that tweet prompt someone suggested where it was like draw art of the last 3 games, character from the last 3 games you played on your Steam.
Oh.
That was fun because for me, I was laughing where I'm like it'd be Pizza Tower,
Yeah.
and then Night in the Woods, and then Total Warhammer 3. I'm like, that's a pretty good cross section of different styles and characters
Yeah.
and tones. But Pizza Tower is definitely. I mean, I was going through the quote tweets for that. I'm like, man, people have been playing this game. I want to get back to it. It's fun.
Yeah, maybe we'll play that on Ready Player Dumb at some point.
I mean, if you do it sooner than later, we'll probably get some more algo,
Yeah.
kickback.
Yeah.
It's fun. I only played it for a little bit. I did my keyboard, and Tom was like, "Don't do your keyboard." Well, he said this is tough on the keyboard, so I'm gonna have to get a controller for next time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I will write that down. To
You
play.
might just plug it in the Xbox One controller.
Absolutely.
We have tons of them.
What?
Well, we have like 5.
Pizza Tower.
I've heard about Pizza Tower.
Yeah, we should probably play it at some point.
Where did I put my
Where'd you put your what?
headphones? Why don't I see them there?
I don't know. Follow.
Found
There it is.
Where's the baby?
There he is.
What did I miss? Did my name come up?
No, well, Saber was talking about some of the last games that he played, which is Pizza Tower,
Yeah.
Night in the Woods, and Warhammer.
Been really enjoying Night in the Woods. I haven't been spoiled either, so
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to keep my head out of it.
Well, what's new with you, babe?
Night in the Woods is fun. Ow! I just really scratched my nose. Am I bleeding?
No.
Save me.
Yeah.
Give me CPR.
Save
CPR. Ow. Okay. Did you
Nose
say
CPR,
you
please.
want no CPR? Yeah.
Huh?
It's my turn to say what's new with
Yeah.
me. Okay. What's new with me?
Well, here, I'll go first, and maybe that'll spark some.
Yeah.
So I interviewed with another toy company, and that one went really well. So I'm hoping to hear back. Yeah. And then been hanging out at the races with Jeffrey and Tommy, and actually Henry's been joining us. Yeah, Henry's been joining us. He's doing like a lot of drone footage for us, and it's been really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun having him hang around.
Yeah, we so on Saturday, we all drove up to Bakersfield together, and then we got home, and Henry basically like drove the halfway to our house, and then I drove the second half. And at about, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning, I get a text from Henry saying, "Hey, I think I left my wallet in your car."
Yeah.
Oh no.
His hat's also in my car.
His hat?
Yeah, his beanie.
Oh, it's still in there.
Yeah, so I'll give that to him next time I see him.
So yeah, we luckily it was in my car, but we met up for lunch on Sunday. Sorry, dinner on Sunday.
Yeah.
At the old spaghetti factory. And it's funny because Casey was like, "What convention was it that we ate at Old Spaghetti Factory together?" There was a convention that we all did it, and I think the one that she was referring to may have been when we all went to
Pacific PonyCon.
Pacific PonyCon, because we met up, we saw PanamaMatt and Henry and Casey, and
At the
that
one
group.
Somewhere between San Diego and wherever.
Yeah. But then there also was another time we went to Old Spaghetti Factory, I think during Everfree Northwest, but I don't remember if Henry and Casey were there for that one.
I don't think so.
Oh. Wait, what I'm saying?
No. I don't think they were at the Everfree with
But you
Spaghetti Factory. The Everfree one wasn't that just PanamaMatt?
No, I think there were 2 times that we ended up at a Spaghetti Factory.
Well, maybe one
The
of them.
first year we went to Everfree, it was you, me, and Matt. Because Matt then did that like interview thing.
Oh, I think there was another time when like
We were
Casey
going to like
and
a
Henry
suit.
might have been like Scott and like a whole bunch of people came like while we were also eating our individual dinner, and I think we hung out with them for a little while, and maybe Henry and Casey.
We've
were
been a
there.
few times.
Yeah,
we've been a few times. I don't know. I've lost track. Anyways, so we were reminiscing and talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and yeah, just chilling out. So yeah, like Sarah said, the racing season is in full swing now. So doing a lot of that.
I watched The Mummy in full the other day.
Yeah, Sarah had
I
never
had-
seen The Mummy in full.
Yeah.
She had only seen up to the part.
Well, so as a kid, when that movie first came out, my parents were watching it at home, and I think I kind of skipped some of the beginning bits, and then it got to the like part where Brendan Fraser's hanging.
For
And
those that haven't seen the movie,
yeah.
it's very early in the movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got scared, and I never watched that movie until now.
And now you've seen it.
Yeah.
I also couldn't watch that movie as a kid.
Yeah.
But it was because of like early in the movie where they show you that they're mummifying the guy while he's alive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even earlier.
That was like the very beginning of the movie. I'm like, nope, I can't. I'm out. I was like crying. I'm like, I can't watch this movie.
It's especially as a kid, that movie is like terrifying.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Yeah, like you know, I'm all about like, oh no, like body harm or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, and there's the bit where the guy gets his eyes and tongue ripped out,
It's gross.
and I'm just like, and it's funny because Sarah turns to me when this happens, and I've always had this. Anyone that's seen this movie more than once certainly has this in the back of their mind. Where of all the people that the mummy had to choose from,
Yeah.
he goes to the guy that has the absolute. He's like near
Worst
blind.
eyesight. Yeah,
like the
because
guy
he
can't
lost
see
his
without
glasses.
glasses. He's literally like, I can't. I need a walking stick. I can't see. So whose eyes does the mummy take? Like the mummy should have been like literally hands out trying to see
Yeah.
where he's going the whole movie, which would have been great, or at least wearing the glasses.
Yeah. Hi, Jax.
Hi, Jax.
Hi. Can you hear me?
You got here before PanamaMatt.
Oh, rad.
It's okay. Matt's on his way. He's been on his way for a whole hour.
Matt a text.
He must not be using his Google Maps.
Emoji eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And he just replied, right? I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? What does right mean?
I don't know where his damn office is now compared to where he lives, but apparently it's a lot of traffic.
He probably rode his bike. I don't know. Jax, anything else new with us, Sarah?
No.
We went to the movies
Right, so you
last
were talking
night.
about that mummy scene too, though.
Oh yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
I remember being in the theater with my friend, and I was just like, why can he see now? And my friend was like, it's mummy magic, dude, shut up. And I'm just like, but like logically it makes no sense. It's just like, Jordan, shut the fuck. And it's just, like we were like kids just watching a movie, and I was just asking
Logically,
questions.
it makes no sense.
You know, okay.
A mummy coming
The
to
mummy.
the guy.
Yeah, and it's like no, because he was
And
a
that's
nerd.
your beef?
He was like a fucking brainy kid. Yeah, he was a nerdy kid. I miss that dude. He was funny.
I guess-
But he was
I
just
guess-
like, I was just asking questions. What?
No. To be fair, the mummy didn't have eyes and was able to
And he
walk
was
up to
seeing,
this
right?
guy. So I guess it does technically check out that
Right.
he didn't really need the eyes to see.
Yeah, I also asked. I remember I was asking about like the scarab beetles. He was like, "Is that true? Like, can they eat you that fat?" He's like, "Jordan, I'm trying to watch the movie." Shit like this.
The movie also gets
Jordan.
conflicting because
Watch the movie.
He wasn't British. Bro.
So was he just like being needlessly cruel by plucking out his eyes and tongue? Because like he just like sucked all the other people up,
Yeah.
just like
They-
they ate grape juice.
the movie.
No, you know what was funny? When that one guy started praying in like 5 different languages,
Yeah.
that was like one of the best scenes to me. When that guy, he was such a worm. He's just
There's a
like,
lot of.
I'm
there's-
not gonna say
yeah.
I'm just offensive, but like yeah.
Well, no, there's a lot of things in that movie that I remember as a kid. I was like, yes, that checks out. This is what I would do. Like when the mummy shows up and the guy basically is like goes through all the prayers and it works and he's like, oh, I'm like, genius. Like
Right.
if something's about to kill you, just join its side and be like, don't kill me.
Oh, like Jonathan when he was like, Imhotep.
Oh, I love again. That's straight out of like my dreams.
Yeah.
Like I've had
Right.
to do that shit where it's like, oh my god, yeah, he went that. I don't know. There's just something about like the logic in some of the characters' actions that fall all the way back to like childhood logic, where you're like, exactly. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, I was gonna say that there's a few things that are a little confusing, and I'm sure if I just really paid attention, I would get my answer. You asked about like if the mummy was like cruel by just ripping that stuff out instead of just sucking him dry. They like the defenders, I guess, of the tomb.
Yeah.
Like say like we were able to get him out before the mummy could finish him off. But I also wonder if what it's supposed to be implied, maybe, is that, like, the girl walks in just in time. I don't know. It is
Like,
weird.
You took my eye out my
But
cock.
no,
Yeah. That's
But like all the other guys, just like he just sucked him like grape juice. And
Yeah.
that
Well,
was,
wasn't it like he was getting
regenerated.
more powerful
Yeah.
as it went on? Like the first guy, that was like right when he first wakes up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, I need my stuff. But then like afterwards, he went through 2 guys and that, because that one guy, he fucking just like absorbs like some fucking
Yeah, he jumps
Cell
through the
from Dragon Ball
window.
Z shit where
Yeah.
he just like sucks him.
That
down.
guy had
It's
no
just, like-
chance.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
goes through the window and goes,
Yeah.
but I
he
guess.
sucked him up like a high C. It's crazy.
Oh, like I also, you should just put up mummy spoilers at this point. No, because like,
Yeah, like what, 2001?
yeah.
Oh, you know what? No, I think it came out in 1999 because for a while, Steven and I were doing a thing where we would watch movies from the early 2000s
Yeah.
on Tuesdays, and we could not watch The Mummy because it came out the year before 2000.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we could watch The Mummy too.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
You watch the Mummies too? Well, actually, Dwayne The Rock Johnson was hard. But
So,
And we're mad at him right now.
Another-
We're mad.
interesting thing that they say, and this is again conflicting, is that the reason that they poured the bugs into like his
In his body?
in his sarcophagus,
To eat him alive.
is that they eat they eat the human body like slowly. Like it's like a very slow thing that they do, and it's just like it's like a very long torture.
Right.
Well,
they explained that in actually the Mummy, the animated series, which came out after the movie, which is probably.
But then the bugs, when like they're like steamrolling over one of the guys, like one of the diggers.
Yeah.
They eat them. Yeah, they eat them in like an instant. So I'm like,
well, the scarabs know when it's time to get down to business, or when it's time to slowly torture a man.
They probably haven't eaten anything in a very long time, so I guess they're very hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, I. So there
was hundreds of them all at once. I think maybe 20 were in his box.
True. Okay. So one other thing, and this is not related to the Mummy. I remember being at my grandparents' house once, and my grandma had this movie on kind of in the background, but of course I was like super paying attention to it. And I remember like there were these guys, like it kind of reminded me of the Mummy in the setting, and it was like they were preparing to bury this girl, and she was getting like, clothed up, I guess, as a mummy, and then they went to like, I don't know, pour like some hot liquid on her, and then she started screaming, and the guy that was watching this is like, "Don't do it, she's still alive!" And then they realized that he was in the room, and then the movie got turned off. Or show. I have no idea what this is.
Was it Mummies Alive?
I don't know. I literally have no idea. There's a few of these things where like I've seen scenes of movies, and it bothers the hell out of me because I can't figure out what I saw as a kid. Like there was another one where there were these like a guy and a girl, maybe late teens, early 20s, and the guy was like, "Hey, I want to show you something cool," and the girl was like, "What? No way! You're gonna show me something cool." And they were at like.
This dialogue is very well written.
Right.
Yeah. It was a good movie. For the few seconds I saw. They so what they do in this scene is they go to where people like they go to like a, what is it called? A crematorium?
Crematorium, yeah.
Crematorium.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
No, this is not it, by the way, Jax.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about, Race? It's a point.
So the point is that they were watching this body get thrown in, but it was like a zombie body, and then the zombie looked up at the people, and I was like, "Whoa, they're screwed now."
Was that the cool thing he wanted to show her?
Yeah, I guess.
Return of the Living Dead?
I don't.
Because they have a corpse on the table that's a zombie that's talking to him.
No, this one wasn't talking.
Oh, did it just look up? Because there's two scenes like that in that movie.
It's the scene. It like looked up, but they were like on this like metal grating, way up high. And
okay, yeah.
down.
So, did they look like they were in '80s clothes?
Yeah.
Like really '80s. I think you might be talking about Return of the Living Dead.
We'll have to see.
Because like that's like a prime '80s song. Because what you're talking about is like a scene in that movie where like there's two couple hanging up, and then like there's a zombie looking up, and they think it's dead, and then it turns out to be the Tar Man zombie who goes brains, and then he just freaking starts eating people and shit like that.
Is he being burnt? Is he about to be thrown?
He does get burnt.
Is he gonna be cremated? He does get burnt,
and he like is like he's covered in like this like sludge, like this hot tar, and then like they like do all this stuff, and he like they try to burn him alive. Because like originally his face looks like really like fucked up and decayed, and so they put him in like a thing, and then like he basically melts, and he comes out and he's like brains, and then that movie unironically has some of the strongest zombies in like media, because like when you kill them they like just turn into like smoke, and then there's smoke like it makes the fucking zombie dead corpses revive and shit like that, and then they just keep coming, and all they want is brains and brains and brains, and they just keep eating.
Okay, I got one
movie.
What?
Oh my God. You got one more in your...
This is the last one.
Memory?
This is the last one. But this fills my whole topic here. The last one is, I remember there was a movie where I believe there was a private investigator trying to figure out, like, I don't know, something. And these people, I guess, like, they end up in, like, they're, like, dressed up in, like, business suits and stuff, men and women, and they're put into this room, and this guy, like, shows up, like, he's up higher than they are, and they all start laughing, and everyone's, like, laughing, like, it's a fun house, ha, 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 and then they get, like, the floor falls beneath them, and they get all chopped up, and all of their body parts get thrown out of the fun house, and the private investigator, like, ends up down there, and he's, like, trying to crawl back up, like, somehow he did get sliced up, and I just remember as a kid, I was like, what the fuck?
Is that what you
Was it
said?
like a comedy or was it like a horror movie?
I think it was like a combo.
Okay. I'll take a look because that sounds familiar, and so like I have to go look through like my horror thing right now because I've seen like a couple films like that where it's like, oh, this is gonna be fun, and then they like the floor opens up and then they go into like a giant fan propeller, and then they just sprays blood everywhere, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck? I don't know if someone survived it though, so I have to look it up.
I don't even remember there being blood. I just remember there being body parts flying out, and they like landed in this big pile.
Cool.
Is this a topic for our podcast?
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
love it.
not.
Gore is awesome.
Listen, this is my
Well, look, we
movie
can
therapy.
segue,
I love
because-
this. Like, guess what movie traumatized Race as a child?
Yeah.
This is a great segment.
Well, we can segue because I think you guys wanted to talk about Scream 6 in more depth.
4,
last-
6,
Oh, yeah, we're-
8,
Oh.
12. What
One
one
of
are
them.
they on?
I think
All
it's
right,
6.
just ping us when you guys are done.
Oh, have you guys not seen it yet?
Oh,
Are you gonna?
Oh, they already muted themselves.
I was.
I got-
They.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
point. I thought they would just mute themselves, and I'm like, oh, duh, if they're avoiding spoilers. I was gonna say we could wait to talk about that.
Okay, well, that's another week, 2 weeks that I'm going to have to remember that was a thing.
Damn, Sarah is
Yeah.
throwing down the gauntlet.
So, do we want to bring them back in?
So with Scream,
Okay.
Brace, how about this?
yes.
Compared to the other ones, where would you rank it?
Okay, Sarah,
Put
go
up the
ahead.
spoiler screen.
Put
or
the
what?
spoiler screen up.
Okay.
Put the spoiler screen up. Let's do this. We'll talk, and then Laura may bring it up when she finally sees it, and then we can talk again.
She had 2 weeks to see it, and she did so.
I just can't believe it. Well, now we could go back to talking about movies that traumatized me. So, yeah. No. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So, folks, as a reminder, we're going to put up our spoiler screen here. As long as we have this up, we may be discussing spoilers.
Oh,
This
there
is
was a
for Scream
cocaine bear in
6.
Scream.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear.
Spoiler alert! It was a crossover no one expected.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. We got the screen up, Jax.
Yes.
So you were asking me what?
I was gonna say, well, if the screen's up, first and foremost, that one dude, Chad, like he should be gone at this point. Like, you saw the last movie, right? Like he was the buff black dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like the last movie, he got like, oh, he's gone, and then this movie, he gets like fucking double shanked and shit like that. And it's just like that did nothing. Are you serious? Like, how durable are these people? Like, there's some, and then also the girl on the train, like. People are like, they get stabbed in these movies like it's just like, oh man, I got fucking a splinter. Oh fuck, I gotta go to the hospital for a splinter. Like that was just one of those. I think the movie was fun though. I enjoyed the movie. I had like a good time with the movie, and so like it was just one of those things where I'm just like, how durable are these people? That was just in my head the entire time when I was watching it. I was just like, and then like freaking Ghostface was wiling out this film. Because he was like attacking people in like public in the main street. Like I wasn't expecting him to go into a store and kill everyone in the store. Like that was funny.
I was a little. So I know that like per the trailers, you knew that at one point Ghostface was gonna be walking around with a shotgun.
Right. Like Fortnite.
Yeah. I thought that scene took forever. I was like he was doing the whole like, oh, I'm gonna quietly look for you, quietly step here. And I'm like, he's shooting up a store and he's taking this much time. Like, what if there's a cop like right outside?
And he
Like,
also can't see in that shit.
yeah.
That's why like Ghostface always like falls over like in every movie. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah?
super clumsy because he can't like see properly in it. So that was also that one guy who got killed through the door. Like, why would you go to a door if you see like something ominous like that? Like, that was just like, what the why would you walk up to the door like, huh, that's a shadowy person staring at my door. Oh, I better back away.
I'm trying to remember. Which guy was this?
You remember the teacher or the therapist?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When
and
he like walked down.
Yeah.
And then you see like Ghostface outside his like glass door, and then he looks up and then just stabs the dude through the window. And it's just like, why would you can clearly visibly see this person standing there who looks ominous. Why would you go like, oh, I better put my face and see who is that?
Yep. Yeah. You asked where I would rank these movies, or at least
where would you rank the? Have you seen all 6?
I have, and I'll be honest, I saw.
Can't remember some of them.
Well, I saw the 4 movies before 5.
Okay.
So it was very fresh in my mind for 5, and just to, I guess, kind of show maybe how much I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
I got to 6, and outside of the music swelling at certain parts, I was like, oh, is this a character I'm supposed to remember? Like the blonde girl, I was like, I don't remember you.
Oh yeah, she was from Scream 4. She was the girl who got stabbed by what was it? Because the killer, he was pretending to be someone else, and then he was like, oh, it's not me, and then he like stabs her on the porch, and then she falls over, and it was like, oh shit, they killed Kirby, and then that was it. But then like afterwards, she was fine. I thought for a second they were gonna make her crazy, but then like I really thought for this movie they were bringing back Matthew Lillard from the first movie, just for how his mask was like all dirty and stuff like that. But
so yeah, I was gonna ask who like was there a point before the reveal that you figured out who it probably was?
I thought it was the one guy they didn't know. No, you know what's funny? The beginning got me, where like they had fucking Flash from No Way Home, like Flash from Spider-Man, be like that fake out killer. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is new. They've never shown like the killer's face like this before. And then like when the actual killer showed up and was like, who gives a fuck about movies? And then just like fucking like killed him and shit like that. I was like, oh, okay, I see you. And then like after that, they did fake me out when they killed the person who was the killer, where they quote unquote killed that person, because I was like, oh shit, they got her. And I was like, oh, you got me. Like, when did you figure it out?
I started piecing things together. I think it was. I'm trying to remember. It wasn't very far from the reveal, where because like I think they were like, oh, you know, they're trying to get you to believe that it could be the girl,
right?
Which I was like, oh, that's still weird, but I think there was a point where I started suspecting the dad, but I was confused because I was like, huh, so this guy's really crazy if I guess he killed his daughter?
Right.
But I think there was something that like I started like piecing the things together about like the brother thing or like how they were talking about like, yeah, I've already lost my son or something. And I was like, oh shit. But I didn't realize that the new guy was like, you know, I didn't realize that there'd be a connection there. And I really didn't expect the girl to be back from the dead until, oh no, that's what it was. That's actually what it was. I remember I started to piece together that I'm like, wait a minute. If it's the dad, then the girl might still be alive. I didn't expect the boy though. So the girl, I was like, wait, like, and it was, again, it wasn't very far in advance, but I started suspecting like, wait a minute. So I did figure this one out before the reveal, except for the boy. I didn't know that there were 3, so that was the only bit. And then there were other parts that like were confusing me, like the train scene had me confused a little bit.
Oh yeah, because I was just like, because I was wondering like how the fuck is no one gonna see this? But then I guess it was kind of cool that they had all those people like in costumes and stuff like that. And fun fact, they had Mojo Jojo there. And for people to know in the chat, Roger L. Jackson is also the voice of Ghostface and Mojo Jojo. So that was like a fun little thing right there.
I didn't know
oh,
that.
nice.
So I will say this: the world, if you will, that Scream takes place in, that universe, dude, they are fucked up. Like,
right?
I don't get why it's so normalized in these movies that whenever there's like, oh, there's been more murders with Ghostface, that everyone in town goes and buys Ghostface costumes. I'm like, how screwed up are these people? Like, huh? Like, what?
The same thing sort of happens in Halloween as well with Michael Myers, where like there's people who wear like Michael Myers masks in some of the movies where it's just like, dude, you know what that mask is, so why the fuck are you wearing that mask?
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's because though realistically it is kind of fucked up because it is like, all right, Stab is a movie in their universe based off Scream, and then like each Stab movie is correlated to the Scream movies, and Stab does have Ghostface Killer, but Ghostface Killer was a real person. It's sort of like if someone was dressing up as like Ed Bundy or Hitler or Jeffrey Dahmer or some shit like that, and it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's just like, what the fuck, yo? It's just
Yeah. Well, do you have any other notes on this movie? Because, like I said, I anticipate that at some point Laura's probably going to want to talk about it. But...
Okay, yeah, that's all I had to say.
All right, well,
Fun
Sarah?
film.
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Bring the violence.
One last thing I'll note on this is that I do enjoy how every time they find a new way to explain, like, oh, this is this movie, this is where it lands. Now it's a franchise, like that.
Right.
Like
that's cool.
Yeah, I always crack up at those parts, especially when they're like, okay, so who could it be? Well, literally anybody. And it's like, oh.
Right.
Okay.
And I like the fact they coined those sequels that were like remake sequels, like they called them requels. I was like, oh, so that's what those are fucking called.
Yeah.
Because they would always have those fucking sequels that were like direct sequels that would have the exact same name as the first movie, and so it's just like, what am I watching? It's like, oh, it's a requel.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Sarah. Well, we're gonna bring down the spoiler screen.
Doink.
And
PanamaMatt's in the chat.
PanamaMatt's here.
Howdy, y'all.
PanamaMatt.
Well, as we bring in everyone else, Jax, what's new with you?
Nothing much. I've been working extra on that old cookbook, because originally I was just gonna do a cookbook where I was just like, oh, this is just gonna be simple recipes and stuff like that. But I've decided to make it more like a thing to help people in general, just with like eating issues, because like one of the things I've learned from talking with clients and various people is like there's so many different things, because I actually talked to a bunch of people about this. It was just like, if it came to eating a certain way, what do you think holds you back? And it would be like, oh, this is what makes me overeat this way. This is what makes me have these cravings. This is where I am at mentally. This is where I feel I get too hungry. I feel sick all the time, stuff like that. So like originally it was just going to be like, oh, simple recipes. But then I was like, I'm a fucking personal trainer and I love helping people. And I was talking to one of my clients, and that was the way they were talking about the issues they have with like food stuff. I wanted to make something that is pretty much like a manual that makes it so easy for anyone. Like you can go from like old, young, adult, all that stuff to like you can get anything out of this now. It's like, okay, this piece by piece will help me do this thing, because I like help, like I used my like clients as test subjects. It's funny enough to like see like, oh, does this work? And it's like, oh, this mentality is working, helping you get better results. So I'm just going around right now with that stuff. So
I mean, you're
cool.
practicing the physical fitness thing. That's why they call it practice.
Yes,
you get better with each one.
I'm trying.
Where's my recipe book?
That's what I'm literally talking about, Laura.
I know.
Was like, I went from going from so basically I went from keeping it to be a recipe book to, because I was talking to my clients, And then I was just like, they were telling me how they have issues with just like food stuff. So like that's why I remodeled it to be not just a recipe book. So it'll have that, but it'll also be like a manual that literally anyone at any age of time could be like, this I can eat better now, and I don't have to worry about like stressing about this or this stuff. And so like I just went around and I found a bunch of like very common issues with people in food, like food allergies, how the food like affects them mentally, how the food makes their self feel throughout the day. Because like some people had different things with how they react with insulin, where it like makes them go like, oh, I'm really good for this moment, now I'm sad. Oh my God, now I have like a addictive personality with my certain thing right here. How can I work against that? So it's
Awesome.
fun. I get to like write a full book. I'm gonna see if I can get it like printed if I can get it like done now, but like that I decide to like I've been working so hard to make that like a good thing to help a bunch of people out.
Nice.
Dude, you are so good at what you do.
Oh, thank you. I try.
And you bring the energy to it too.
Ah, thanks. I would too.
Well, what about you, Matt? What's new with you?
It's been busy, in the good ways.
Good.
Like, I did not realize that when I poked a hole into the water balloon of estate planning, that it would pop so vigorously. Being formerly a criminal defense attorney, still am, but like when you tell people you do it, I was like, oh, cool. What's it like getting off guilty people? I was like, well, okay. You mentioned to them that you do estate planning, and it's like, oh my God, I need to talk to you. Which is great when you have the bandwidth to take that on. But when you run your own firm, you're the marketing department, you're the billing department, you're doing the paperwork, getting it done, and you're also the legal assistant and secretary.
Ugh.
So
damn.
once your marketing succeeds and that wave starts going, I recently hired a law clerk, which is good. They're part-time right now, and they're doing a wonderful bit of work.
Good.
But they talked to me today and said, you really shouldn't be sending out emails at 10 o'clock at night. You should be going to bed. And I said, well, work's got to get done. It's like that you can do that in the morning. And it's like, yeah, if, yeah.
You should
No. But yeah, no, it's been going very well. I've been very busy running all over the place. But find it really hard to complain because things are moving forward in a very good direction.
Awesome.
Good to hear that, dude.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Sarah, you have a few topics here for us to discuss.
Yeah. Well, did you know that My Little Pony, the franchise, is 40 this year?
40?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Now, do you know how Matt knew that?
How did Matt know that?
I don't know.
Because I read the schedule for today's podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently they're doing some stuff with like the Generation 5 comics. They're re-releasing some of the more popular ponies from like back in the day. They're doing
that's great.
plushes and stuff. So yeah.
Cool.
For any avid My Little Pony fans, especially, with all of the generations, now's your time to grab that merchandise.
Merchandise.
I
Get
wonder,
in while the getting's good.
yeah, I wonder what else they're planning for their 40th. Because as far as I know, they're kind of celebrating it all year. And the year's only just beginning.
Okay. Well, cool. Happy birthday, Andrea Libman. As the joke goes.
May the good Lord bless you.
Paleo's in the chat being like, actually, the
Push those glasses a little further up your face there, Paleo.
the toys came out in
Actually.
82.
Yeah. Palos, I'm actuallying us right now in the chat.
Really up in the chat like, dude.
Technically, it's not actually. They're just saying it.
And actually, the same
actually.
The way you said that was
Technically,
hilarious.
actually, however, be that as it may.
But have you considered?
My pretty pony. I like fly. I like Twilight.
As the resident moderator of the My Little Pony subreddit, I know it.
But yeah, I just wanted
Paleo's
to.
IRL mud bra.
But yeah, I just wanted to let people know that it's their 40th this year.
Cool.
So keep your eye
40th.
peeled.
Well, I guess we'll see
or
what.
other cool My Little Pony stuff. I think there's like, I guess there was an Amazon listing that someone found for like a hardcover book, Gen 4 related stuff. So
Good.
there might be
Good
some
gen.
new stuff coming for Gen 4.
The good gen.
Yeah,
Good
give me that
gen.
good stuff.
The good
Give me the
gen.
good stuff.
If you really want to get
Ooh,
technical,
Paleo's doubling
it started
down.
as My Pretty Pony in
He
1981.
doesn't sound like that at all.
That's what he sounds in my head.
I like the boobicles.
I love you, Paleo. You know this. You know.
Oh man.
What paleo are you talking to?
In my brain, that's how he said. No, because you know, like when you talk
Dolphin
to someone,
boy.
they're like words transcribe in your head,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have like their voice.
Yep.
You know, wait, is that only me? So, because you know, like everyone has like a certain.
Oh no,
voice
like you
that
read
came
you
to
read
you.
anything and like you give voices to the characters in your head. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like that freaking like that. What is it that thought bubble pops up, and it's just like, oh, this is how they actually are, and this is what you see them as. Or something.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That it apparently started in 81, but they're using 1983.
Well, you know, they can claim 40 years now. It's
Ha-
fine.
Well,
Maybe
well-
Hasbro missed.
So Disney for their centennial, like apparently they had a whole bunch of banners of like the opening days or years of attractions throughout the park, and a lot of the dates were incorrect. So it's it's not the
Which is
only
also
company-
amusing
Yeah.
because Disneyland opened in 55, if I remember right, which we're not to a century yet.
So
So their centennial's about the mouse.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But like the fact that they're touting the
The like the
attractions
parks
and
yeah.
getting them wrong.
So yeah, no, I laugh at this because I'm pretty sure if there's nothing to back up why they're using this here,
Mickey's looking really good for 100.
yeah, no, he is. But my guess is that someone at Hasbro was like, wait, are you telling me we didn't capitalize on an anniversary year to sell
Wow.
more merchandise? We'll just call this year the 40th year.
Get on it.
Do it. Do it now.
Oh shit, that passed.
Yeah,
Guess we'll just make shit up now.
because I don't remember this being a thing 2 years ago, so maybe. I don't
It's so
know.
true.
Base just sent us a super chat.
Base says, I love that moment in Toys That Made Us on MLP when they went back and forth between Bonnie Zachary and the other guy who created MLP. Also, I remember that Jeff Best Boy they had on too.
Best boy.
Can I just okay? So when I was on that show, right, I was like, oh cool,
Yeah.
it's airing, and let me tell you that the most upsetting part of being on that show is that the only image that I could find of me being on that show is I think it was Saber screen grabbed my face.
Yeah.
And it is like the most unflattering expression.
Wait, hold on. Where is this? Let me see this.
Like look it up, Sarah. You could.
Hold
The
up,
toys
Sarah.
that made us ACRacebest.
Let's see if I can find it. It's like I'm mid word, and it looks like I'm like. I'm like
Oh, that's awesome.
Is it this? No, that one's a good one of you.
no, okay. Actually, no. There is another one that exists of me. Wow, that's me. Okay, that's better. No, there's a. But I always see the other picture floating around the internet when like people are like, "Oh yeah, he was on this," and I see that one, and I'm like, let's see, ACRacebest.
Oh yeah, I should probably have put AC Racebest.
Yeah, look that up. I've never looked it up the other way, so maybe that's. Now the picture's not even showing up anymore.
Well, maybe.
I've been released from the internet. Finally it's been cleansed. I shouldn't have brought this up. No, but there was I think it was on Twitter maybe. That's where I keep seeing it always pop up.
Yeah.
And I was just laughing. I'm like, seriously, this is because everyone was just copying and pasting that picture, and I was like, no, toys that made us. Let's see.
Toys that made us.
Maybe
Jeff Best.
maybe if I
Brody.
spelled toys right.
Jeff Best, bro. That's so good.
See, now I'm spelling things wrong.
Man, that font that they use.
Oh, I think I might have found it.
Oh, link it in the chat, Matt.
Let me see.
Jeff Best, the Brody.
I like that. Matt's like, oh, now how do you copy and paste?
Save the JPEG.
Thanks, Jax.
Can I FaceTime you and show you my screen?
No, Jax beat me to it. That's the one I found.
Oh, okay. No, that's not the unflattering.
No, yeah. Well, why do you guys think that one's unflattering? Jeez, guys. I thought that one looked rather nice. No, that one's nice. I don't know.
Well, it's the only one that came up, so I had to figure that's what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed that this isn't popping up. If anything, this has given me hope. I want to thank you all for joining my therapy session here today. Where I suddenly am not being... Yeah, I can't find it at all.
Oh, hang on. Found it.
Okay.
How'd you find it?
Copy
What
image.
did you search?
I just put in Jeff Best Saberspark.
Well, that's weird. But
Wait.
there it is. There it is.
Alright, hold
That fucking picture
Okay, hold
has
on.
been
Put it up.
haunting
I
me.
gotta beam it up onto the stream. 1 second.
Put it up on the stream.
I gotta
Great,
enhance
great.
it. as
Let's
well,
let this
'cause it's a
picture live
small
forever.
picture.
Hang on,
Enhance,
let me
Sarah,
see if I can get
enhance.
you a bigger one.
Bigger is always better.
Nope, it's
Bigger is better.
That's him.
There it is.
That picture. That's the picture that he had to grab of me. Like mid
Rainbow Dash.
It looks like I'm chewing on, I don't know, like
It looks like you're unleashing a massive fart.
it's just
Like
common.
you built it up and you're
Oh,
just
no.
letting it pop.
Why do I feel like
Stuff outside.
Do you?
I feel like let me see if I could for some reason that photo doesn't look as clear as the one I would expect you to see. So here's what I'm going to send it to you in the Discord right now.
Over
see.
here, I've got.
Oh, there it
Matt
is.
sent it.
There it is. Yeah, that's much better.
This
That's
one,
much better. This is the picture. Like Saber made the tweet or whatever, and this was the picture that Saber grabbed of me. Now, don't get me wrong. I deserve this. I'm sure I've done something to Saber at some point in my life, but I was just like, damn, like that's like
I really love. I think my favorite thing about this photo is that if you look at it one way, your teeth look like they're your top teeth. But if you
Oh,
look
yeah, I see the bottom teeth. I see it now.
bottom teeth.
wow. Now I look even more Neanderthal. Just like wow, look at that. Like we found a caveman who's a brony.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't think it was possible.
I remember how surprised a lot of people were when I explained that the toys behind, like that whole setup, is a real setup.
Of the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there were. I just remember like when I explained that there were people like, "What? It's not
They
We
thought you
don't
were in
have
front of a green
sex?
screen or something.
CGI?
a green screen or just a picture." I was like,
Yeah,
"No."
because setting up a shelf with a bunch of toys is hard.
I mean, they literally set it up, and for the most part, I think it's just a bunch of different,
Toys.
toys from
Yeah.
different things that they've done. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Where were we going with? Oh, that was from the super chat. All right. Well, speaking of stuff in media right now, this is going to be a non-spoiler discussion of it, but there's a trailer that came out.
No, there's a short
No, it's
that came
the-
out.
I'll let
The
you
actual
take
pilot.
You take it, Sarah. You take it from me.
Lackadaisy. I don't know if there's a ton of people that know about it, but it's been a comic for a long time.
If you don't know about it, take the time to go read the comic or go watch the pilot they just released.
Yeah, so they just released a pilot episode made with a team of animators and visual development artists, and it looks fantastic. And it's about cats, anthropomorphic cats in Prohibition era.
Oh,
Chicago, I believe.
Cats?
yeah, I'm on board. I've never
Like
read
Cats?
the comic, but
the
Steven
musical?
told me about it, and I'm in.
No, better than the musical, Jax.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nothing's better than the
Go
musical.
away.
The movie, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, it wasn't.
This
The
is
musical
that
is
one
excellent.
freaking musical thing. Yeah, hold on.
Go with
But
the
yeah,
cat.
if you like prohibition, if you like rum running, if you like cats,
I don't know what that means, but I do like cats.
It sounds racist somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
rum running. Do you
So-
all not know what rum running is?
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it sounds
Like
like
during
it.
You're saying a bunch
Prohibition,
of big
the
words to
rum
me,
runners.
it's
That's
just I
why
don't
we get
understand 'em, I'm taking it as
NASCAR. That's where we.
disrespect. All right,
That's where
so-
we have like sports vehicles. That's where we have like organized crime.
Yeah.
Like Peaky Blinders.
Went
but
down
with
to went down to town. Can't believe I saw them people rum running.
There's rum running.
That's where we get
Damn
bootlegging
boys, always
from.
running up the
That's where we get
neighborhood.
bathtub gin.
Matt's here like, respect your alcohol.
Yeah, respect it while you drink it.
I love how much old Disney cartoons and movies used to just dive into alcohol and tobacco.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like we were watching Rescuers.
Get back.
Yeah,
The
and like
original Rescuers.
yeah, the original Rescuers. There's the
I wonder if The Great Mouse Detective was the last animated Disney movie to like
Have
heavily like reference alcohol in its use.
and cigarettes. Like the mice are all smoking cigarettes in that movie.
Yeah.
They
Wait,
are.
what came out later?
Do you remember
Rescuers
Tiny
Down
Toons
Under or
when
101
the Toons
Dalmatians?
Got drunk off a beer.
Down Under.
What? Who's saying?
Who- Beer? What, Jax?
And you remember in the Tiny Toons when there was that episode where like Buster and them drank a beer?
I
Yes.
all
just
got drunk
watched a
as
video
fuck.
about that today.
Yeah, that was wild. That was
It's a great
wild.
episode.
They were like very meta with it too.
Right. Just like, damn.
I was watching We're Back, a dinosaur story.
Yeah.
You want a hot dog or do you want a hot
Oh,
dog?
no.
I paused a frame, or just Professor Screw-Eye, the antagonist who's like black trench coat and ringmaster and bad guy. For one single frame, he's got a cocaine finger. And I'm like, what? So for those who don't know, little cocaine fingernail is when like you kind of file it down to be a fine point for helping to line up coke when you did blow, and people usually have it on their pinky finger.
It's also noticeable when it's the only long nail a person has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professor Screw-Eye had that for one like frame, or not even a frame, for like one scene, and it was gone the next like. And I'm like, wow, someone gave him a cocaine fingernail. I never noticed that.
That's funny.
Professor Screw-Eye with his brain drain.
We got some super chats here. Anime guy referring back to my wonderful picture from Toys That Made Us says, not as bad as the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
At least they didn't dress you up like a weirdo.
No,
Right.
no, it's funny because that's my work shirt.
Yeah, he dressed himself.
I dressed myself for that.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
Goddamn respect.
that's right. I was like, I asked them, I'm like, what should I wear? And they're like, well, it's hard to screw up, but don't wear stripes or patterns. It's like, okay.
I'm gonna wear chroma key green. Is that okay?
Yeah, right. They're like, yes, because we don't screen. Nathaniel Fogus sends a super chat saying, "Say Race, has anyone called you Mr. Best before? Quite
I would imagine so.
often, in fact.
That's your name.
It is my name. I don't know if this is
Best.
a Mr. Beast joke, but
Mr. B.
but I mean, for the amount of people that have called me AC Race Beast over the years,
Yeah.
which I always wonder how that A sneaks in there
Yeah.
for that one. I always feel bad, but also can't help but laugh because I've been in this situation where I've been on stage and I'm about to introduce somebody and I realize, shit, wait, do I have their name right? But the amount of times that we've been at conventions and we've been introduced either before one of our panels or we're hosting a cosplay contest or charity auction, and the person holding the mic realizes they have no fucking idea how to say my name.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Like, I love, like, what they come up with. Like, AC Racer, AC Racer, come on up on stage. I'll accept.
Grace.
I accept all of them, but I always love it because I know in that moment their brain must be going 100 miles per hour, going, "Fuck! How do you say this guy's?
Right.
Why couldn't he? Why can't he just have a just fucking normal,
Yeah.
just 2-word name or something?" So, yeah, I enjoy that.
Yeah.
People think Mr. Beast is actually like the Antichrist.
It's in his name.
Which, I'll be real with you guys, if he actually ends up being the Antichrist, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Yeah.
I'll be like, God, you son of a bitch. That's pretty fun.
Got him.
Yeah, that one.
Who's the Antichrist? Mr. Beast! Gabe, don't reply to that tweet.
Right.
It's too late. He's in the mark of the Beast Burger.
It would. It would be Gabe's luck to get crossed up with the Antichrist.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah, it's like, you eat the burger. Yeah, I got the mark of the Beast. Yeah.
Yeah. Why me, guys? Why me? Like, why does this always happen?
Why the eternal damnation? This sucks.
What else do we got, Sarah?
I think that's it. Because we talked about Scream.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
Laura, when you see Scream and Sarah, when you guys see Scream,
Oh, I'll scream.
yeah, Scream, and then we can also see what you think about it once you see it.
Antichrist kids.
That's a throwback.
Well, should we get into Q&A?
Let's get into Q&A. Why not?
Do it.
The night is young, and so
Well,
are we.
if you guys have a question in the chat room, I'm going to pull up our social media
Social media.
page here.
Here's what you do.
So if you do have a question, you can either send a super chat here on YouTube. Those get priority. Or you can send it over to our Twitter,
I have another story.
SPP questions hashtag.
Something that happened
Oh, yeah?
at,
Tell
at
us
work.
about it.
I have a older coworker who, and this really isn't like an age thing. It's more of a he just hasn't been working on it. But sometimes what we do with a lot of our paper trail stuff, you know, in engineering you have a lot of drawings and stuff that signs off saying that people worked on things and what have you. And we scan all this stuff. And I've been scanning this stuff for, you know, years. But I, in the last couple of, like, in the last month or two, I've done, like, a bunch of these scans, like, for, like, 6 different, or more than that, probably about 10 different effects that we've been working on. And it's funny because we, my coworker, like, I had him kind of pick it up, and he's doing one of them, and he's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to scan these papers that are of different sizes?
Oh.
But I was like, in my head, I was like, well, yeah, I've been doing it for months. Because, like, the way he asked me was kind of like, this can't be right. Yeah. Kind of like this tweet that Sarah's putting up.
Oh my god!
I will never forgive that Canadian hipster trash for putting a tuba.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry. That was. Why did they do that? That was really funny.
Because they're mean.
I hope I got
So
PBR.
fucking rude. They're out of pocket.
Jackson's dying over
I'm
this.
sorry, no, because it's just the way he said it. They fucking put a tube.
I remember being with Saber when we were at some convention and they had this playing at a table, I guess so people could buy it. And, you know, Saber was commenting on their choice of music and all that other stuff. And then there's a clip that, like, it shows his car, straight up, like, license plate and all. And he's like,
Yes, in a way.
Whoa.
That's fucked up.
he's like, what the hell?
But, like, I was like, I even asked him, I'm like, oh, is my license plate in the shot? I'm like, don't worry, we'll blur it out. Not.
Fuck.
Look.
That's fucking bullshit.
Now, remind me, this was this the Ashley Ball one?
Yeah, it's the one where she like rides a bike and she's like, "I'm such an aloof spirit of
Oh,
Vancouver."
the movie. The documentary?
Ashley Ball's aholics.
Our local theater had a screening of that, and they teamed up with the College Brony Club to advertise, which I made Brony Club here, but whatever, it's fine.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Oh, God. Good times.
Man, that was fuck.
Good times. I remember I'm just like reminiscing to when we all got together for HomoCon, and I remember we were watching some of like the old vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think you see Hirosashii. Wasn't it Hiro? You see in line at BronyCon.
Yeah, he was talking to someone.
Wasn't that?
I was buying a ticket.
Yeah. And didn't you not know until that
I
moment?
didn't know until that moment. Yeah, it was awful.
Nice.
It was like the worst thing ever.
Dude, glasses here.
But you're famous now.
Ew.
You're on the famous Pirates
Because
of
there
John
was another
Delancey
point during-
documentary.
Look, you're on the
There's another
semi-famous
point during that
podcast.
con where they had some cameras, and I remember specifically dodging out of it. I was like, "Nope, ain't gonna catch me."
Yeah.
But they caught me somewhere else.
That's funny.
So-
Like, I'm actively annoyed that I don't show up in any of the background shots of that.
Yeah, I
trip.
wish we had got like that would be so perfect if they got when Laura knocked up the drink out of my
But I
hand.
fucking
in
wish.
2012. I wish that would have been so fucking good.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah, no, you never heard this, Race?
Apparently.
Race, have you ever heard
Have you
this?
never heard this
No.
story?
No.
Okay,
times
so basically, all right, so real quick for people in the audience who don't know, so 2012 BronyCon, Secaucus, and it was, a fun time. Everyone's there. It's pretty, like, it seemed pretty small in hindsight compared to like other BronyCons or other like conventions we've been to nowadays. But
At the time, it was a huge fucking deal.
yeah, back then it was like really huge, and like all of us were just like hyped up and stuff like that. But I'm like walking around with my good friend ZJ. Y'all have met him a couple times, and we're just like going through, just looking at people, stuff like that, saying like, "What's going on here?" And like, "Oh wow, this is crazy," and stuff like that. Saber and Paleo are filming their documentary, so like we would just see them occasionally. And then like there are a bunch of like people there in the fandom. It's like, okay, cool. And so during the con, I was like really just like, okay, I need to get something to drink or something like that. So okay, I'm gonna go get some water. And my friend ZJ is talking about like, so like, why do people dress up like in the? Because he didn't get why people dressed up in the suits and stuff like that. And now I didn't even know at that point what people would do. I was just like, oh no, just people just having fun. It's not that big a deal, just having a good time. And so I go in, I get my water, and then like there's a crowd of people because Tara Strong, I guess, is like on the opposite side of the room. And so I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And so like I'm like, hey Z, where are we going? And then this person like bumps into me, makes me spill my water. And I'm like, hey, and they were like, oh, sorry. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. Fucking bitch. And then I like walk over by myself, and then like I'm just like, okay. So anyways, I go back to like the hotel room. I'm chilling with friends. I hang out with Saber a bit. Later that night, we go get like we had like Blue Moon somewhere. So that was like a Blue Moon.
Applebee's or Chili's or something.
Yeah. We went out for like beers. That was a nice night. So that's all I think of that. All right, that was just back in 2012. Years later, we meet Laura, and she's got her like wings on and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, oh, nice. Oh, she's a nice little girl, stuff like that. And, wearing little stuff like
nice
that.
Little
and
girl.
nice little girl wearing her little wings and shit like whatever. You know what I mean? But like, no, she's it's like, okay, Laura's cool, like, awesome. Oh, she's hanging out with us more. All right, sweet, nice. And so Laura, friend requested me on Facebook, and then I was like going through, and I was like, oh man, I wonder what con she's been to. This is crazy since she's part of our group now. And then like I go through like all the Brony conventions, like, oh, that was her, oh wow, that was her. And then I freeze frame in 2012, and I see this fucking Luna cosplayer, and I'm like, it was you. You were the one who made me spill my fucking drink. Shit like that. And it was just like, but like, what was so funny about
Stars aligned.
it was one of those times where like I'm sure she didn't even register what happened because
No
it was like
idea.
so brief. And so like for me, I'm just like, what the fuck and shit like that. But like I just laugh about that every time now. It's just like,
I love it.
okay, yeah.
I find it.
Because we were always destined to be friends.
Yes.
Just like
yes,
that episode
perfect.
where they all see the same rainbow, but except I knocked over your drink with my wings by accident.
Exactly.
It's funny because same kind of idea, except it makes a lot more sense of why. But I always think of how weird it is when I see Laura showing up in the BronyCon vlog before I knew who Laura was. Now, granted, you were very hard to miss that year with your wings, but but you were.
Well, that was the one year with the giant wings was when I actually met Steven.
Yeah.
Right.
But you were in the registration line, and we were talking to like Fireteam Harmony, and you were maybe like 3 people away from them, and you're just
they were like right in front of me.
Yeah, and you're like right there, and I'm like, whoa, that's weird. There she is.
Because at that exact time, I was already scoping Steven out.
She had the sniper rifle out.
Oh yeah, I was locked in.
That's my version of locking.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I did not know about this drink story, so now I do.
Yeah.
Sarah,
You said drink
Still
originally. I
hasn't
thought it was a
given me
cocktail.
water yet.
Well, actually, that's a lie. Let me see.
How many times have I given you water at my
I
house?
know, exactly. You even gave me water when I was like drunk off 2 things.
That too. When you had one Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I had one. What was it? Mike's Hard Lemonade, and you let you drink up.
I just can't even imagine Jax getting to the second drink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right?
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
You got questions?
Yeah, we've got a question for Canyon. What is the next MLP convention y'all are going to?
Well,
Good question.
yeah. We don't have anything like officially lined up or obviously announced. But yeah, I do know BabsCon is coming up this week, or next weekend. Next weekend. Easter weekend.
We are not going to be there.
No, we won't be there, but I hope everybody that's going has a great time.
Yeah.
We know a number of the community guests that are going to be out there, so they should be bringing on the entertainment as usual. And yeah, good luck to BabsCon, and hope everybody has fun out there. So
Yeah, we guys have fun, because, like, man, I'm going to conventions.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're looking towards, like I said, nothing is official yet.
Yep.
So, but we are starting to gear up for some coming up. I guess the one that we know for sure about that is announced technically, or at least on the website, is MomoCon. But actually,
that's not a pony convention.
No, it's not.
They're hiding.
That's right. They said MLP, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did say MLP. Okay.
Well, just keep your eyes
It
peeled.
freaked me out when I realized that MomoCon is actually, I think, going to, that I know of, be the first con regardless.
That you go to
That
this
I
year?
go to this
One
year.
of us.
But it just freaks me out in that way of like, whoa, that's halfway through the year. We haven't been to a convention yet. I'm like Laura. I'm like, what's happened?
I cannot wait to see you guys. Oh.
Sure, it'll be good.
Anime Guy 01 sends a super chat. Thank you, Anime Guy. Asking, so Laura has knocked over a drink and Saber smacked popcorn. What's next?
Saber shattering a plastic cup in front of Lauren Faust. What?
Wasn't.
That was Bonnie
Which one?
Zachary, Matthew.
Oh yeah, no, it was a balloon fight in front of
And then
Lauren
in
Faust.
front of Lauren Faust, they did balloon fights in the elevator. Saber and Race.
And literally right beforehand was like, wouldn't it be funny if Lauren just walked in here and...
Yeah.
That was just so
That'd be
stupidly
That's so
unreal.
funny.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you couldn't even make that happen if you wanted to try.
no. And I honestly think that we were never meant to capture that moment. It was supposed to be a moment that people would just never like actually believe.
Yeah.
Except, because I didn't know I was filming.
Yeah.
Except for there was a camera.
Yeah, no, the camera, because my camera was on the tripod. We were coming from a panel.
Yeah.
And
right.
And I hadn't turned the camera off. And that's the only reason that I captured that moment was I had not accidentally, by the way. I usually turn those off.
Yeah.
I just did not turn off that camera.
Yeah.
And
fucking wild.
yeah. I just can't believe it. But you know, there's been enough moments over the years where I'm like, maybe I can. But I'm just so glad that I captured that. I just love that the Bonnie one led up to Saber, and just before he threw it down, saying, "I'm not going to embarrass myself," he throws it down.
Magic. Paleo's throwing himself under the bus, the next thing for him is he'll drop a pizza.
Oh, that would be sad. Paleo pizza's
I mean,
expensive.
as long as it's that garbage pizza that we got at MomoCon, he can drop that anywhere. I don't
That
give
was
a shit.
bullshit.
Yeah,
I was so mad.
That was off.
Yeah, I've never eaten something so angrily.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it
same.
Really?
Yeah,
it became personal.
What was wrong with the pizza?
it was
It was
terrible.
just mid. It was just like because it was like first off we were like ordering pizza, which it was like Saturday night, which was
And it was
like a deal where
1:30 in the
everyone is
morning.
yeah, everyone is just everywhere. Like I was like actively getting like pissed off too because it was just like everyone was like having that was an emotional night all around. And then like the pizza is just like okay, the first pizza place made us wait like 60 minutes and then it was like oh it's
Gotcha.
canceled.
it.
Yeah, then it's canceled. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Does anyone else want another pizza place? So we found another one. We ordered the pizzas again. And then like I went downstairs. I was just like pacing back and forth. I just looked mad. And then the pizzas came and we ate. And it was just like I just ate angrily. Like I didn't care about like with the taste. I was just like I'm just too hungry. I'm pissed off.
Yeah, okay, I
That was like
got
the worst pizza I've ever had.
It was so annoying.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about the food, just that one time.
Right.
But it happened. Something happened.
We're gonna eat well this year.
Yes.
I'm making a point of it.
Yes. I mean, I will say there were a number of things that we did eat that I was quite happy with. It just that pizza really fucked up.
We're gonna have some fine dining. It's gonna happen.
And breathing.
And breathing.
Oh.
Ozzyall asks on Twitter,
Yeah.
with a recent trend of reboots and revivals of TV shows and movies, do you think studios are spending way too much money on cashing in on nostalgia instead of doing something original?
Yes.
Is it making them money?
Because nostalgia sells. That's all it
Well,
is.
From a capitalism perspective, they're doing exactly what they should be doing. But from like any perspective that appreciates art at all, they're being greedy bastards.
That's why that tweet from that guy who was a writer on Avatar earlier was funny when he was talking about Gendy's new show, the Unicorn Warriors Eternal. He was like, I'm so confused. What is this intellectual property? What is this based on? I'm having a strange, unfamiliar
Right?
feeling of genuine curiosity with it. It's just like, yeah, that is like, okay, that is good. That's good. Because,
Well,
investing in the new is risky, but it should be done more.
I agree.
I feel like as long as there's a balance, I guess. As long as there's new stuff coming out, like, and it certainly depends how the revival is done. I can appreciate revivals that are true to their source material, and especially those that go, I guess, like the step of getting as many people back from the original. Like I've already we've talked and like it's come up about how much I hated The Mummy 3. And the reason is that wasn't even a revival. That was just a third movie. And they still couldn't bother. Like, for whatever reason, the main girl didn't come back. Which is fine, but it's like, just structure the story so she's just is out of town or something. And instead they replaced her with someone not even fucking close. And it pissed me off. So it's like stuff like that where it's like, oh, if you're just gonna be replacing people and being like, yeah, it's the same, then it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to sell me on that. So yeah, like I said, I could take it with a balance, and I guess it depends if it's a franchise that I care about.
It has to be like, because there's like a difference between like, there's like a continuation, a reboot, a remake, and a revival and stuff like that. So it's just like, there's like all those little different things, and sometimes they try to say this. Like, for instance, like they kept trying to say like the Animaniacs, well, even though I like the Animaniacs on Hulu, it was like they kept saying, oh, it's a reboot. And I was like, this feels more like a continuation, because like a reboot is something I consider like DuckTales 1987 and DuckTales 2017, because like a good reboot will like take what was useful, like absorb what was useful, discard what was not, and then add something distinctly its own. And then that's what like that's how a successful reboot is done. Like you do all that stuff and it's like game busters and stuff like that. But like most times it's just like, oh, we're just gonna rehash it. And then there's a lot of stuff where it's just like people are more obsessed with iconography, where it's just like, oh, I remember that. I remember that scene. Yeah, this is the thing. Oh my, I remember that. But it's just like the people who are fans, they're not like good storytellers. It's just like, yo, you remember this? Yeah, we're gonna show you this. Yeah.
Well,
It's that thing.
yeah, and that's why like Hirosashii loved Lion King.
Oh no.
Yeah.
1.5.
No,
That's
No,
why I
the-
loved
the-
it.
the
Yeah.
live action one.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it
The
was
live action.
it was
Not
new,
the
but it was
hyper-realistic
old.
CGI one, the live action.
It was,
Hi, Gabe.
and that's why Gabe,
Gabe's here.
you know, Gabe likes nostalgic things.
Gabe,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
Gabe.
actually, what you guys are talking about is reminding me of the member berries from South Park.
No, that's what I was talking
Exactly.
about. Dude, Gabe, I've been rewatching South Park so much, like these last couple days, and like that was one of the things that just like had me cracking out.
Oh, I need
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
So
Pepperidge
annoying.
Farm remembers.
Pepperidge
Farm,
Farm,
we're gonna
remember?
keep the Pepperidge Farm still free of
Pepperidge
charge.
Farm, yeah, thank
Now,
you.
what is that from?
Family.
Guy.
I remember his name. Where's it from?
I feel
What's
like
Oh my god.
I love how like Hirosashii took the shot and then Jax finished it off with the rebound.
Yeah.
Family
Thank
guy.
Right.
How you doing, Gabe?
Oh man, I'm doing well.
Good.
I have a Gabe. I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
I have
yes.
this video idea in mind, and I'd love for
Yep.
you to fly yourself very high up in the air and film something for me, as long as it's expensive.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you up front. I don't know if I'm gonna make this video, but I would like you to film it before I decide whether or not I'm gonna make it. Is that cool?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you probably shouldn't tell me that until after I do the flight,
Oh,
because then you won't guarantee that I'll have that footage, sitting around doing nothing.
Stories.
Oh my god. Okay, here's the thing. Like, I really wasn't gonna say anything, but this is the third time Jimmy or his entities have done this to me, and I'm just kind of sick of it.
I thought it
It's
was
like,
only
oh
the
man,
second.
can you write a song for us? Sure, here it is. Like asking all these, what do you want? Could it sound like this? Sure. Do you have a specific style? Oh, could it be like this? And we need it by this time. All right, here you go.
Yeah.
And then once again, hey man, we love the song you wrote for Team Trees. Can you write a song for Team Seas? Sure, man. We actually use it this time? Haha, just kidding. I didn't say that. I should have said that. Because the exact same thing happened. But, oh, Big Burger, that's got to be different. Nope. Anyway, I don't want to be bitter, but I also, like, if anyone else is working with them, because I'm not the only, I can't be the only person this is happening to, right?
I mean,
It's
you
just-
could be,
No,
but you're
yeah,
probably not.
my luck.
May I ask, Gabe, are they offering to pay you for this? Is that what like part of the deal is like, oh we'll buy this from you and then put it in a video?
Payment was discussed. So I talked with them in person. I did a podcast with Santa Claus. There's an account on Twitter called Santa Decides.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so he's been following me for a while, and he's like got all these connections with all these brands, and so he messages me and he's like, "Hey, I'm on with Beast Burger, and I've been talking about you. He wanted me to do like a little jingle to like kick off the podcast, and I did it. It was really quick and easy. But then whoever was there representing Beast Burger, I couldn't tell who was who because everyone was using filters, like voice filters too.
What?
So I don't know if it was Jimmy or not. Probably not. But they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing!" And then we started talking about the flying, and they're like, "Oh no, we got to coordinate. We got to coordinate." So I didn't post all of our correspondence because some of it was private, information and stuff like that. But yes, I wasn't just gonna do this for free and for the heck of it.
Dude, straight up, don't even do it until they pay you.
I'm not going. Like this is the problem. I already bought the camera. I actually had a custom wing made. I did the flight.
Return
Like,
the burger.
I did everything, and then they ghosted me. And I actually got some
Shit, man, I'm sorry.
information through a third party that the person who was representing Beast Burger no longer represents them, but that information was not passed along to me. So that could be the reason they ghosted me. There's someone else in charge now, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna share something with you real fast. Just a heads up for any YouTuber. There's a bunch of phishing scams going out right now. We got people who mask themselves as sponsors, and they'll tell you to download a contract or a program, and it opens your sessions, and it bypasses 2FA and passwords.
Oof.
So you get it completely fucking hacked, and I mean everything that's open. Like if your bank account's open, they got it. Your social security, everything.
Happened to you recently?
No, it's happened to a
Good.
lot of other folks. I'm like Alcatraz. What's the other one? Fort Knox. You know, when it comes to these things. So, yeah, just heads up. If you see any like sussy emails, always question it, especially if they're asking you to click to like. If there's a link, beware. If you're downloading something, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I'm just saying.
Good info. I pretty much ignore all the business emails that start with "Dear Content Creator."
It's a good start.
It's like, oh lord.
So that's why you haven't gotten back to me.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't call me that, Jeff.
I thought you found it endearing.
A little.
Yeah.
At least you acknowledge that I, or assume that I still create content.
Someone's got it. We got a couple super chats.
Yeah, we got one from Anime Guy saying, now we got 2 people who will never get their Mr. Beast videos published because Paleo also did. He volunteered with Mr. Beast. Like they were doing like a T-Rex inflatable costume video or something like that, and Paleo was a part of that, but that never got posted.
And then Nora Mermaid sends a super chat saying, "He lives. Love you and miss you, Gabe."
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I've been really. I just got back from LA 2 days ago, and then I'm heading back in 2 days.
Girl, take a nap.
I know. I actually did take a nap today. I feel pretty good.
Naps are awesome.
They are. I appreciate them more and more the older I get. I remember like being a kid, I had these vague memories where I had to take a nap, and I was so upset. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I lived in heaven.
Right.
Everything for free, and I didn't. And I was forced to relax. What the what?
You didn't pay taxes? Like, damn.
I know taxes, man. I think if someone had explained taxes to me when I was a kid, I would have just been like, nah.
Facts.
Legitimate
facts.
Unborn me, please, because this is I don't want.
So annoying.
We also got a super chat from Fritz Rowley. Which is harder, gaining those first 1,000 subs and joining YouTube's partner program, or getting paid on YouTube? I'm still struggling with the first one.
What is the partner program?
Getting paid.
I think that's the
Getting paid by YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's the threshold that you need to reach, like the 1,000 subs to get monetization on your video.
That's new. Because like back in the day, like if you like had like a viral video, like you could get paid for it like immediately. But nowadays it's like you have to have this.
At least I think that's what that is. I don't know, but
in my opinion, like, because first off, I think like if you're like trying to go for a certain amount of stuff, I think that's just like, okay, because like realistically, when I first started doing YouTube stuff, I wasn't thinking about views. I was just like, I like that this fanfic got Agumons and this person together or some shit like that, and I was like, okay, that's
the
cute.
best.
See, I was like, oh, I think it was just cute.
Man, I love him.
So it was just like, yeah, this is cute. And then I just started doing random videos, and then like pony stuff started kicking off. So I was like, I want to talk about that. And then like that just gradually built up and stuff like that.
I want to cry reading My Little Dash.
I did. I cried like a bitch on that. I cried so hard.
Me reading My Little Dash, you.
I actually,
yeah,
I
know,
remember
right?
loving
And
that.
then it was no, that's how me and Gabe met.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was back when freaking YouTube messages had a thing, and he like sent me.
Right.
Like,
Oh my gosh, that's how I messaged Jeff. YouTube messages.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Christ kids.
Nostalgia, Christ kids. And then he was like, oh, do you think I saw you in Brony's Rack? Do you think I could be in Brony's Rack? I was like, go ahead, ask him. You'd be great. It's like, I don't know, man. I think like if I could go through YouTube message, I could. Oh, that was.
I know. I wish I could revisit some of those.
Yeah, I remember basically writing a resume. It's like, I am in the military, and I feel like that is a perspective that has not been.
So adorable.
I still have on my old PC when Saberspark was like, "Oh, Jax, you rock, Super Saiyan Bro Hoof," and I was just like,
Hang on, let me just quickly post on 4chan and forget to go anonymous.
Oh god, that one.
Oh no.
That was so cool. That was a life lesson, man. I was like, well, never again.
Wait, what?
I was like, I was trying to like flatter myself by pretending to be somebody else, being like, "That Saberspark's a pretty cool guy." And I forgot. I was like, "No!" I felt like I died a bit that day. I was like, I'm like, there's no going back. That was I felt like I was being attacked. But yeah, now I was like, Steven, this is what you call a life lesson.
Oh man.
But yeah, if you're doing the YouTube stuff, just do it consistent. Don't focus on like the other stuff. Just like do something consistently, and then like pick up a rhythm and stuff like that. And if like something's going like, oh, that's going well, then like start doing more. Because I remember the first time my video ever got like 1,000 views in like it was like, because before it used to take me like a week when I like had like 5,000 subs or something like that. It would take me like a week to get 1,000 views like on a video, and then I was like, oh, and then like gradually as it got older, it's just like, it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, now I'm back to that. I had a brief period of time where if I didn't get 1 million views in 24 hours, it was an unsuccessful video. And now it's like,
see, that just sounds like a whole other.
No, but it was.
I remember. Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
It lasted like a year, and then I guess I got on someone's radar, and all the record labels just cracked down on me, and like all my videos got flagged retroactively.
What the hell?
That was some bullshit.
Yeah, it was bad, and then that never went away. So like, it's very hard for me to post a video that doesn't get demonetized.
I never felt more betrayed in my life than when I got a copyright notice email, and I'm like, shit, now what? And I clicked on it, and it was Gabe.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you, but it was you.
Yeah.
And I remember
the use of his song.
I remember I messaged Gabe. I'm like, oh, okay, it starts now.
So sorry.
No, I was like, oh, hey man.
I just need to protect my brand, and I can't have any, My Little Pony related material. No, basically, if I created anything with, those people, it's probably copyright flagged on my behalf.
Oh my god.
What do you mean, those people?
You know what he means, those people.
Yeah.
I wasn't in control of any of that. That was my life lesson. Straight out of high school into the military, straight out of the military into the entertainment industry. I think that the most valuable lesson I've learned just in these last 10 years, holy crap, 10 years since I've been out of the Navy, is that that's not an anomaly. It's just like that. There are so...
It's just like that.
The entertainment industry, it just works like that. And it's unfortunate, and I wish it wasn't true, but most of the people, not all of them, but most of the people who get ahead do so by lying, manipulating, cheating, stepping on other people. You read about it
from McDonald's.
I think you went from the most regulated industry in the world to the least regulated.
Oh yeah, and that was the shock too. Is I went in like super naive, super trusting, and the thing is like the hard part is losing your naivety and not losing your innocence, and not losing, you're like, because it's easy to become jaded in this field. What you have to do though is there are good people. I'm talking to a bunch of them right now. Yeah, I just got off the phone with him. But
got him.
But I think like there are great people in the industry. Just find them and work with them, and don't you can't avoid working with people who will take advantage of you. But the more you do work with people like that, you start to recognize patterns and signs, and you can identify it much more quickly before too much damage is done. So I'm grateful for all the bad experiences, because I'm in a kind of a good place. I'm in a better place now.
Well, good.
I studied entertainment law in law school until I realized just how bullshit it all was.
Oh man, I can't imagine, dude.
Like the Screen Actors Guild contract, no one knows what's in it, but everyone signs on to it.
Oh my god.
And like, you have to, because you have to.
See,
but does it work? Let's litigate it. No, let's settle it, because we don't want a formal ruling on what it means.
Well, why don't we get the Queen of England involved and see if
well, it's a little difficult to do that now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but isn't it worded intentionally vague so that basically whoever has the most money can win?
America.
I don't know if that's done for a fact. At the same time, try to write concise and precise law, and I will give you a lot of vague. I think it just happens that way. Like, go ahead and try to write down every possible circumstance and account for it.
That's
and
why
then
there's,
be
like,
precise consistently.
That's why there's phrases like throughout the universe in perpetuity, like in
Exactly, and in forms of media known or not yet known, because no one knew DVDs, but if it came out on DVD and not VHS, well, you got VHS rights.
Yeah, but you don't get the DVD rights, and that's actually so. That's how my American Idol contract was, and actually, the America's Got Talent contract was probably the best that I've seen, which is the whole reason that we did it, because I was just kind of. But that's actually why I'm going back to LA. I can't give like too many details, but I am involved with AGT again this year, just not as a.
Ooh.
Ooh, spicy deets.
Wow, who knew that sticking around to the end of the podcast would get you some nice juice? Speaking of, I think we've probably hit our time threshold here. So
now let's keep it going for like another 20 minutes.
Because I have a question for Matt.
Go for it.
Gonna be like completely self-indulgent.
What?
It's because you're a lawyer, Matt. Do you follow like true crime shit like that's not anywhere nearby what you do at all?
So I enjoyed reading before law school. I enjoyed law movies before law school, and like now that it's my job and I deal with it every day, I do not actively seek it out when I go home. And that's no judgment on the shows themselves or the quality of them or other people's interests. I love talking law.
The reason I bring it up, and I brought this up very briefly last week, but you were not here. But the reason I bring it up is because Alec Murdoch just got, locked up in jail for the murder of his wife and son. And I've been following this for months, and I have no idea if you know stuff about it or not.
I know nothing directly. My knowledge of the news is slow and ponderous.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I love it.
How? Yeah, right.
It comes to me when I need to know it, and not a moment before.
Not a moment too soon.
Fine.
If you are waiting for the moment has passed.
The same way about military movies. I didn't for a very long time after, being in the military. I was just like, I just don't. It feels like work. Everything like all these.
It does.
It's so awesome. I actually feel bad for my brother because he was in flight school, and so he just kind of hates everything to do with flying. He didn't see the new Top Gun movie because he's just like, ugh, just bad memories, and it's just like, eh. The military does. Like, I'm not saying that the military like sucks. There are things that I'm glad I served.
You want me to say it? I'll say it.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. No, but it's not. It's definitely not fun, and they kind of have a way of taking the fun out of anything that might potentially be fun, and so yeah, that's kind of how.
Well, it's paid by taxpayers.
You did a good job not making it sound like it sucks, Gabe.
I mean, in fairness, Gabe, you did a backflip wearing Navy fatigues, and it's like you made it look fun.
That's the idea.
It takes the love I had in anything and it sucks it dry.
But no, I get what he's saying. Like, I enjoy the law. I enjoy doing what I do. At the same time, recreationally, when I'm away from it, like Liar Liar, still love it. My cousin Vinny, still love it. Do I want to read a John Grisham novel?
No.
You ever watch Better Call Saul?
I want to. It's a good show. I love the first couple episodes, but like, again, it hits on a different level.
Yeah, I bet.
On the one hand, you're questioning like they did that wrong, they did that wrong, they did that right, they did that right, and then you start thinking, shit, I'm working.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there were so many military bronies, because it's like let's draw.
Let's go to the exact opposite end. Yes,
exactly. What's the opposite of everything we're doing every day? Ponies.
Let's get rid of all the high stress, high demands, and yes.
Yep.
It's colorful and fun.
It's colorful. It's nice. There's no swears. There's no explosions. Well, there were some explosions later on.
There were some very good explosions until they blew up the library. That was very, very bad.
That was cool. That's actually when I started losing interest. It was like, whatever. That's just.
You were. Gabe was in it for the library.
I was in it for the library. And the library horse, am I right?
Oh! I'd like to get into her books. All right. Well, folks, that's going to be a wrap here on this semi-perfect podcast. We hope you had fun. Thank you for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks, which is April 12th, I think? April 12th.
Very authoritative. Good.
I'll be on a plane.
You'll be on a plane going which direction, Gabe?
Back from LA to Tucson.
You'll be in Tucson on the 12th?
I'll be flying to Tucson on the 12th.
Nice. I'll
About 3 daughters.
I find that really interesting. I'll tell you what.
We need Gabe to be on the podcast next time. Send over some super chats so that you can pay for that airplane.
Yeah, if we get 10 super chats in the next minute, Gabe will be on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I'll just cancel my flight.
58.
And sit in the airport.
7.
Yep. You hear him right now. I'm serious.
Speaking of super chats, Sarah's going to pull up our list of the fine folks to thank here tonight for your generosity. But while she pulls it up, I want to thank all of our podcasters for joining us, all of our folks in the live chat for joining us here, and then, of course, everybody that listens on delay. Hope everyone had fun with this one. Sarah is almost to the super chat tab. She's
They always keep trying to hide it from me.
No rush, but hurry up, Sarah.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Working at it.
Oh my God.
Working at it.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you to Nora Mermaid, Fritz Rowley, Anime Guy, Nathaniel Foga, Base, Bowden Motorsports, Fox Blood, and Omega 217.
All right. Thank you to everybody. Well, like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you for the next one. This was the Semi-Perfect Podcast. Good night, everybody.
Stand ponies.
Bye, love
Take it easy.
Y'all.
Watch Scream. No, don't. Yes, do.